games around here, huh?
It is. It's an exciting time to be playing December 1st. The weather's a little chilly, but we're grateful to be continuing to play and be one of 8 teams in the country still playing.
This team has made it to the Elite Eight 4 out of the 6 years. How do you get over that hump?
I don't think we change a whole lot. I mean, we tied a really good Indiana team. We've lost 3-2 and 1-0. One was the national runner-up, one was the eventual champion. So, you know, I think you're not going to play perfect. You just got to play well. There's going to be mistakes. Play hard, play for each other, and you know, see how the ball bounces. But we feel good. We feel confident going in, but we know we're playing a really, really good James Madison team.
And speaking of that, you guys have had so much experience in the postseason. How has that been an advantage for you guys?
I think it's been a good advantage for us. I think they're comfortable with the moment. They're not too excited, but they also recognize the importance of the moment. You know, it's not like any other game. You know, your season can end. So I think the players are playing on that nice edge, that nice line where they know there's a lot at stake, but you still got to be able to relax and execute.
What do you know about James Madison?
I know they're good. They're 9-1-1, I think, in their last 11 games. They've only given up 4 goals in that game. They've got a couple forwards that are very good. Their left backs got a lot of pace. Just a well-organized, well-coached team that'll be tough to break down.
You guys have been underdogs so far. Now you come back home, thousands of supporters for 90 minutes. Does that put any more pressure on you guys, or is it the same as any other game?
I hope it doesn't put any pressure on our guys. I don't think it will. I think they'll relish the opportunity to you know, play in front of a home crowd. I do think there's been quite a buzz, so I know the weather will be a little bit detracting, but I think we'll get a pretty good crowd out at the Martin, and I think they'll try to use that to their advantage.
And speaking of that, I mean, the last time you were back here was the first round, and to be able to be back here and play in front of your home crowd is pretty special, isn't it?
Yeah, I think when you go into this tournament unseeded, you don't expect after your first round game to be back here, especially in a quarterfinal, but you know, the ball kind of bounced our way, and to our guys' credit, we've went and had 2 major wins on the road, so very proud of our guys, and I think they'll relish this moment and be very excited.
I talked to you earlier in the season about your guys' hot start, and then how have you guys been able to maintain that good start to the season and push it all the way here to the Elite Eight?
Well, I think we had some struggles towards the end. You know, we didn't score, I think, maybe 1 or 2 goals in 4 games and went 0-2 in those games. So, you know, we had about a 10-day break before the NCAA tournament, and we just kind of refocused and started to go back and really think about what we were doing in that first half of the season. So I think that's the other thing good about this team. They've been through some adversity from a wins and loss standpoint. They've went through some stuff, and they realize how much this means to them and how much they want it.
I know we talked a lot about the chemistry of this team. Is that still one of the driving factors in why they've made it this far?
I definitely think so. You know, I mean, we got good leadership. We got a bunch of seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen are bought in. So, you know, I think the captains, Connor Corrigan, Dewan, and Jimmy have been great. So, yeah, I think that's been a huge part of it. We've got a good culture and chemistry here.
You talked about the depth before the last game. Michael Miller comes off the bench, scores the all-important goal. Talk about how important that is on a tournament run.
Yeah, I was looking at some stuff a few days ago. If you take probably our top 13 or 14 guys, almost all of them have received some kind of award, whether it's Player of the Week, National Team of the Week, All-Freshman Team, First Team All, Big Ten, National Herman semifinalist. So you think you got 13 or 14 guys that have received some kind of accolade at some point this season. I think that speaks volumes to the depth. We don't really talk about it because all we worry about is the team, but I think that really tells you the depth, and we feel like we can get goals from one of 9, 10, 12 people.
In football, snow games are kind of a big deal. I mean, it may not be snowing, but it's going to be basically like the same conditions. Does that fire you guys up a little bit more even?
I think the guys will be ready for it. We've played in a couple of crazy games. So there was a rain-drenched game last year against Penn State, the game against UIC. The difference for us is we rely on the ball to roll on that snow-covered ground, and so that can really alter things. So we'll have to adjust a little bit if that's the case. I will say that our grounds crew, I mean, they spent hours upon hours, Amy Fowdy, Seth Kessler, and them to clear that field. I think you guys probably saw the pictures on social media. They tarped it. So they'll do the best they can, and it'll be in the best possible shape it can be come 5 o'clock on Saturday.
Is there anything that tells you to start Jack over Michael or Michael over Jack in the middle?
Michael or Jack? No. We've had good starts both ways. You know, we're in a good rhythm. So I think Michael, the good thing with him is he can play in the middle of the park or out wide, and so it's been a good balance. And you know, I don't see us doing a whole lot of changing going forward.
The year before the last time you were back in the Final Four, your dad played against Michigan State. Has he given you any advice about how to handle big moments?
No, you know, I've been fortunate to have a father who played in these types of games and played at a high level, and you know, he's he's been a very important piece to me, and I think, you know, when I'm really nervous and excited, he tends to be kind of a calming factor. When I'm a little too wound up, or I'm a little too calm, he'll wind me up and push my buttons when I think I'm doing too good of a job or something like that. So, no, I think he's excited for the opportunity and just a normal nervous dad.
Coach, James Madison coming off of a big 3-0 win coming into this game. Does that affect your formation or game style defensively coming into this one, or will it just be same old?
I think at this time, both teams, you won't see a whole lot of changes tactically. I do think we'll have to be aware, each team will have to be aware of what their strengths and their individuals are, and we certainly will be aware of some of the things that James Madison does. So, you know, I think the combination that they've scored some goals are very opportunistic, and yet they haven't given anything up is very telling.
You touched on them being so good defensively. Do you see this game going the same sort of way Georgetown did, because they were also very good in the day?
I don't even pretend to predict. You know, it's kind of like we thought, you know, Wake Forest and Akron, who are two really offensive teams, would be 4-3. That finished 1-0. Sometimes you think these are going to be so tight, and next you know, our Providence game a couple years ago was 3-2. So, you know, who knows? I think both teams got the ability to score, but they also have the ability to keep the ball out of the net. So we'll just kind of see how things go.
Anything else, Coach Rensing? All right. Thanks, Coach.